If you don't believe it's real, that someone else who believes it's real, like it's not real for them. Like what we got to understand is in life, this understanding and concept of reality is individually made up. We all make our own understanding of reality, be it from the colors we see, because we all don't see the exact same color of grass if we look at it. Because how could I ever describe the color that I see? Do you sort of understand? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because how do I know it varies from what you're saying? I can't conceptualize it. I can't conceptualize anything outside of my own body and experience and mind. And that's the key, is we have to accept that everyone is right and everyone is wrong. It doesn't matter. It's not the point. There's no right or wrong. There's no gold medals at the end. There's no validation. The only validation comes from you. So why not choose to give yourself the gold medal straight away and allow yourself to be and do and feel whatever you want to feel? Live whatever life you want to live. That's the key to spiritual enlightenment, is that realization that, yes, you are in control. This life, you're in control of it. So anything bad happening in your life is you doing it to yourself. If you're depressed, you're making yourself depressed. If you're miserable, you're making yourself miserable. If you're lonely, you're making yourself lonely. Because we don't feel outside of ourselves. Does it make sense? Do you get it? So, like, if I'm in love, it's not that I feel love from an external force, it's that my mind and psychological construct is created a scenario to where I put myself into a certain state, but it happens subconsciously. So, like, if I want to be in love or feel in love, all I must do is close my eyes and experience it. And I am experiencing it as if I had another. Do you understand? Does it make sense? This is sort of the start to understanding spirituality and really connecting with everything around, is that there's no external validation for it. You don't have to prove that you speak to God. You can have a conversation. It doesn't matter what other people say. If you feel better, if you feel happier, if you feel more joyous, if you feel less stressed, like, understand this. When I talk to my God, the universe, life, my ancestors, my stress goes away. Why? Because I have a conversation with myself where I work through it and I let go of everything I can and I ask for help, and I accept myself and I accept that my fears have already come true and it's okay, I'm still here. Like, most of letting go of fear is just accepting that you're already living your fear and you're getting by. It's okay. Your life hasn't ended just because you're afraid or just because you're living your fear of this perceived loss, this perceived failure. So, like, if I fear death, like, every day I am living my nightmare because I'm in fear. Like, I'm living my life in fear. So, like, how could I ever be happy in life when I'm constantly berated by fear of what's going to happen? So, to liberate, we have to accept that fear of death. I'm already in it. I'm afraid to live. I'm afraid to be me, to experience, to, you know, do. So I'm already living my nightmare as if I was in hell. So, like, once we accept that, then we realize it's not that bad. We're getting through it. Now we can start to rebuild it up so that we can make heaven on earth. Like, why not live each day as if it's the greatest day of your life? Why not live in an environment where you feel 100% there, where it's your space, your environment? Like, why feel insecure about your body when it's okay? Like, if I'm insecure of my body, I'm afraid that people are going to make fun of me for my body. It's okay. I just accept that. I have to accept they already do, and it's okay. I'm here. I'm alive. Like, nothing bad has happened. I have to let go of that. And now, if I want to get in, like, let's say, get into better shape or, anything like that, I can start working towards it without that negative fear, without that self doubt. See, that's the key. Is we have to have these conversations with ourselves and God. Like, who knows if God's there? I know I'm here. Do you get it? Like, I'm benefiting from the conversation as if I'm talking to God. Even if I'm just talking to myself, I'm still benefiting. So it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't have to be true. Like, that's the point of life, is that in the universe, is that it doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be this or that. Like, there's no good or bad in life. There just is. And then I get to choose what I like and what I don't like. And the things I don't like, I'm not going to do them and be a part of them. The things I like, I'll be a part of them. So it's sort of like, that's the liberation, is when we let go and we realize that it's okay. Like, life just is. Now I'm going to consciously choose, what do I want my life to consist of? What do I want to be in my environment, in my life? So, you know, it's just one of those things that, like, so many people lead us to believe that that's wrong to do. Like, you know, that it's something to be looked down on. When in fact, whatever you believe, okay, like, as being true, as being real, like, you get the power of it. So if you believe you are smart, you are smart. If you believe you're stupid, you are stupid. Because if you think or believe you're stupid, you will limit yourself. That's how the mind works. So your mind will limit its functionality if you think you are stupid. Do you know how I know this? Because all my childhood at school, I got told every day how stupid I was. And I felt stupid and I thought I was stupid until I started just learning stuff on my own. And then I realized I wasn't stupid. Do you get it? Like, if people constantly tell you you're stupid and you truly believe it, you'll start limiting yourself. Yeah, they told me in school that I would be nothing but a janitor. Even though, like, that would be a pretty chill job, apart from, like, I worked in bars and cunts are weird around shitters. Like, people, they do some rough stuff. But whatever. But like, that wouldn't bother me if I was a janitor. Like, it's okay if I'm gonna be just a janitor. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, and that's the thing, is for so long in my life, I let other people's beliefs in when they said negative things to me and tore me down, and I let that limit me to the point where I couldn't see all that was. I couldn't see the potential. And so many people in life are like that. where people tell them they're poor, so they never invest into learning on how to better their situation. Like, people tell them they're stupid, so they limit themselves, so they never go for what they want. People tell them they're fat, they're lazy. Like, if you make someone believe that they're fat, the only thing you're going to do is make them believe that there's no point to even bothering. Because, like, you know, that's their identity now, because you're just identifying them as that. So it's pretty important to always remember not to identify other people in the context of, you don't want to tell someone who they are, because you don't understand outside of you. Most barely understand who I am in terms of who they are. Like, that's the thing. But I'm guilty of it, because, it's easy to do that stuff. It's just habitual, you know? The more we tear people down, the easier it is. So, that's just one thing, is that you really got to understand, what are my personal beliefs, and what are the beliefs other people have put on me, especially in terms of spirituality, and especially in terms of religion. Like, for example, if you want to be Catholic or Christian, you don't have to go to church every day. Anyone that tells you have to go to church every day or else you're going to hell, they're full of shit. Like, you don't have to. Like, God's everywhere. You can worship wherever. To all those, Islamic extremists that believe that they're going to get 40 virgins in heaven if they kill themselves by, killing other people. You're just going to torment your soul. You're going to torment your consciousness, because you're killing other people out of hatred who hold no animosity towards you. Like, that's not fighting. That's not, honorable. Like, you're killing others out of fear. Fear that you will be suppressed, like fear that you won't get control. So, like, what we gotta understand is, like, there are a lot of, not manipulative, but like a lot of misleading aspects to how people portray religion. You know, they, a lot of people want you to feel boxed in and confined to the way that they want you to practice, so that they can control. And that's not a good thing. So understand that spirituality is what religion tries to be, but spirituality is individual. It's up to you to decide what is spiritual to you, how do you express yourself spiritually, and it's only for you because it's inside of you. It's not external to you, in the context of, like, other people don't have to believe what you believe for it to be true. But that with religion, everyone has to believe what you believe for it to be true. There can only be one, except all are the same. There is only one religion. Do you get it? All the religions are exactly the same. Read them. They just got different beliefs, like different perspectives. They're just different stories, but it's the one narrative. Like, that's the funniest thing. Like, jihad cannot be. Do you get it? Because they all believe in the same dude. Who's that? The one that created everything. The one I believe in. Do you get it? Like, there's no difference. Yet, for thousands of years, we've allowed the religious systems to control the people and the population and the armies to go to war. And prejudice has reigned supreme. And we're about to do it soon based on, economic beliefs. Communist, capitalist. Because that's what this war with China and Russia will be about. It's all just about economic power. Hence why Russia's invading Ukraine, so they can increase their economic power and their influence. Hence why they want to invade each of the other NATO countries, so that they can increase their economic influence, so that they can control the economies and dictate it, because there can only be one. That's literally how we think, or how we're misled to believe, is that there can only be one. When in fact, China doesn't really need to invade Taiwan. Nothing's really gonna happen to China if they don't invade Taiwan, right? Russia didn't need to invade Ukraine. Nothing was really gonna happen to them. Because the thing is, the ones that are trying to promote the wars, well, they need someone to respond. So, if America's promoting a war, well, if Russia didn't respond to the provoking, what would happen? Is NATO going to go on an all-out attack at Russia if Russia's not attacking first? The same with China. If China doesn't attack Taiwan, the West isn't going to attack China. Why? Because the people would revolt. There's no need to attack them. Why send our people to die, or us, because I'll probably get drafted, but why send us to die when there's no point? Do you see? But the problem is that we get caught into this. So it's sort of if someone tries to provoke a fight out of you, if you don't respond, typically nothing happens. Unless you're weaker and they're predatory, then they'll try and prey on you. So, that's the thing, is our political system, our economic system, our religious system, they're all constructs of propaganda and manipulation and control. That's the problem. And they try and control the population and control the world events and do this and do that, when in fact there's nothing really to control. People should be just living individually, doing their own thing, enjoying their life, working in society, interacting with others, connecting, being happy, whatever they want. It doesn't have to be this or that. And that's one of the things, is that a lot of people are waking up to, is these societal constructs that we've created in terms of government, laws, and all of this. They need overhauling because they've become over bureaucratized, and they're now too constraining and controlling. You know what I mean? And the problem with that is, when that happens, then we go down the path of, then we start to get more controlling, and then it'll get to the point where we won't be able to practice what we want to practice for our life. We won't be able to live, because you'll only be able to live in this certain box, and that's not a good way. Thousands of years ago, you could just travel wherever you wanted to go. You could get up and walk. And nowadays, we need passports You know what I mean? And we need visas and this and that. And the problem is that, like, we cannot experience the earth. We can only experience the towns, the cities, the national parks, the ocean. Like, we're not free to just experience or go anywhere in life. We're only allowed to go to the certain squares that are admissible, which is quite strange, because it seems like each year they're getting tighter and tighter, to the point where, you know, in India they talk about creating these cities where no one has to leave a 15-kilometer radius, and you can't drive your car during the week, and you can only drive your car Saturday, Sunday. Or you can only leave that 15-kilometer area Saturday, Sunday, to try and, you know, because they're so densely populated, to try and curb, you know, pollution and things like that. But it's like, how would that be? If 5 days a week you weren't able to go further than 15 Ks. So if you wanted to go to the beach that day, no. If you wanted to go, you know, to shopping somewhere else, nope. If you wanted to go sit, nope. And that's crazy to think like that. That's how our governments think. And that's the scary thing, is there's only one. Capitalist, communist, it's all the same. It's all just about projecting power and control. Like, it's sort of like if I'm the banker in Monopoly, yet I'm playing, and I allow you to come play Monopoly with me, and I control what you can and can't buy. I control how much you get. I can tax your rents that you get, and I'm playing with you. Like, do you get it? That's how our governments are set up. They're playing this whole life and society with us, but they're stacking the deck to their favour. For power, control, money, fame, recognition, a number of different things. But it's that analogy. If you wanted to buy a property, if the government didn't want you to buy it, they could say no. They could stop you. They could use police. They could plant evidence and get you arrested if they wanted. Like, that's the thing. It all sounds like fairy tale, or, you know, like make believe, but it has happened throughout history. People have done that. And that's crazy. Alright, well, that's going to end this one, but you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.